working. It seems to be working now. Anyway, I think there's a bit of misconception about this design. I noticed one or two comments about direct coupling with magnets, and that's already been done. That's the whole point of this one, because the problem with magnetic coupling direct with rotary magnets is the fact that when you induce a magnetic field, let me just get around here. I've got the static magnets over here, and I've polarized, color coded them so that we can see a good bit better. So there's a blue face on that one, and there's a pinkish reddish face on that one, and the flux passes through the ball. And I've made these little I'll go to this other one because you can see a bit better. This one I've mounted outside. I made some steel laminations. I wanted to make a V shape. I think I explained this in the previous video about this V shape thing, with a bit of core material inside the bobbin, and with a back thing. Let me just hide that one. Let me just see if I can show you what I mean. If I hide that, you can see it a bit better. Right, so what the idea is, that the flux will travel on the approaching ball as it's coming around. It will travel down here, and it will be deflected all the way around to the inside of the core, the bobbin, and because it's in a straight line, the flux will travel along that, and then as the ball is in the centre, it will be cancelled out. But there's a certain amount of reluctance, as in the ball will maintain flux for a certain amount of microseconds or milliseconds. There's a bit of misconception. Somebody thought I wanted to get rid of that, but I don't. I actually want that. You see, I want to have that ball energised from the flux that's just past the magnet. I want it to maintain that flux for a few minutes until it's been dissipated by the actual coil itself that's around this thing, that will suck that energy out of the ball, and then it'll be ready to absorb the flux from the next. I need to undo that now so I can show you what I mean. Right, I'm going to have to rotate this thing again. Let me just go down here a minute. I'm going to get rid of my table actually, because this table I put in is blocking my view now. I'm just going to hide the table out of the way a minute. I fill that hole in so I could show you a bit better now if I edit component. I've still got the hole filled in. I've gone too far. I'll close that a minute. I'll just undo it actually. So this is an experiment. Alright, I'll just click on there. I want to show you what I mean. Let's get it in the right position. Right, so I should be able to rotate this now. Right, so, oh damn it, my balls aren't attached. I need to get these balls attached to it. Just a minute. Grouped. Right, I made another group so that they won't get left behind. Okay, let's try this. Right, so now I should be able to show you what I mean. Right, there we go, I've got them grouped now. So, I've already done tests. I mean, I've spent over 3 or 4 years on this project with different designs and everything, and this is another design. It's just an experiment, it's a test. So the ball is approaching the magnetic field, this magnet down here, and it's energized with that particular flux from that magnet. As it's approaching the steel bar that's poking out that side of the bobbin, the flux will be diverted through that steel bar to energize the coil. As it gets to the center, it will be neutral. It will basically be cancelled out at some point, but there's a certain amount of reluctance that I really want. I want some reluctance. I want some magnetic field to still be present in the ball while the coil has a chance to, while it's under a load, has a chance to dissipate that energy that's in the ball, and as it passes around it will become discharged. Well, there'll be no more reluctance or flux stored in the ball. It'll be completely cancelled out as it enters the next magnet. Now the other thing as well is, because this ball is actually basically like a switch, it's not a switch, it's actually changing polarity. Unlike a magnet would stay the same polarity all the time. So if that ball was a magnetic ball, it would maintain the same polarity all the way around. Whereas this one, it will change polarity. Now the advantage of my theory is, the advantage of that is the fact that normally when you are leaving the coil, you have what's called drag. So when the coil is under a load, it creates the equal opposite reaction, which is to slow the wheel down. Now, because the ball has reverse polarity now, because it's over the other magnet, in theory it should create some acceleration instead of slowing down, because the ball is no longer the polarity it was when it entered, so the coil is pulling on that flux out the ball, and it changes polarity, so any drag that we would normally see would translate into a repulsion, because the ball is now a different polarity as it's approaching this other magnet down here. A few people have commented, I know, but I don't think they understand what the objective is. I haven't explained it very well, but I think I have this time, because you see the ball is changing polarity as it's passing through, which is the whole point. So instead of seeing drag, we should see acceleration. That's the theory, that's what I'm testing. That's what I'm testing for. Because if you have, as I said, if this ball was a magnet, or all these balls were magnets, I've already tested this principle on the other rotary systems I've built. So let me just escape that a minute. I'll just press escape because I don't want to mess the alignment up. But let me just see if I can get my browser up without crashing anything. I think it's gone blank. I knew it would do that. Let me just get a browser window up. It's because I selected the area of the application to live stream, you see. Alright, if I bring that up, then I should be able to. I'm just waiting for the browser to load a minute, because I want you to try go back a bit. The other problem with YouTube, I've noticed, is that they've split my videos into live streams and uploads, so that I can only find certain videos. Right, so let me just see if we can see my. Right, I'll minimise that a minute. I should still be able to see. If I go to my videos and sort videos by date added, oldest first. You probably need to do this yourself if you haven't seen all my videos, but you go on the video tab and then you select oldest first, because by doing that you'll actually get to see the stuff that's like 12 years old. I mean, there's stuff on there that's 12 years old. As you can see there, I've got something that's 11 years old when I was doing flake gear and all that. So if you start to scroll forward, I was doing all the spiritual stuff. Now originally I uploaded a lot of content onto Livestream, which was a different website, not YouTube. It was Livestream, the original Livestream, and they shut down services for free accounts, so I lost all of that research and all them videos that I did on there. They all just basically gone, and they offered me the option of downloading them all, but I already have copies on DVD, so I'm not worried about that. I've backed up a lot of that content onto a DVD backup disc, so I'm not going to re-upload them onto YouTube because it's early research, which I don't see is going to be of a huge benefit. And I was doing all the circuit board designs there, and let me go forward a bit. So I did this, I did all sorts of tests with magnetite. I did some magnetite molds, some of the videos I did earlier, which wasn't very effective, it wasn't very beneficial, but it was still useful. And I did a bit on the magnetic switch principle. That was according to YouTube, it says 3 years ago, and it feels a lot longer than 3 years ago to me. I don't believe that was 3 years ago. I think YouTube is misreporting this, because 3 years ago my mum died, right? She died in 2017, and I wasn't working on that when I'm pretty sure I was working on something else before that. So I don't know what's going on there, whether or not YouTube's just got broken and messed up or something, but I'm pretty sure it's a lot older than that. They're doing some water filter stuff. Let's go forward a bit. See if I can find my older video, because this is my content, so that I'm not breaking any copyright issues, but this is my own stuff. So, and I was working on the magnetite molds for the rings, which are these things, and I still got them with the ones I made, and I casted the magnetite and resin in a silicon mold that's there. You can go look at all this stuff. I mean, okay, I appreciate people giving me advice and stuff, but you've got to look at what I've already done, because a lot of the stuff that gets suggested to me, I've already done it. So, right, here's the bubbleator that I originally was working on, which is a rotary system. I'm going to open this video up. This was using direct magnetic through concentrics. This video, it's about 12 minutes long. I can't run this too long, and that was the basic principle using. I'm just going to mute the sound while I'm doing this, because right, so I was showing some diagrams and stuff, and I was also I put a shout out to Russ, because he does, when he's opened up source energy and everything. This is some stuff I was doing previously. You can go look at these videos. I was using some steel couplers. Let me go forward a bit. I think it's on here somewhere. If I can find it, I've muted the audio so I can just skip forward. So that was the original thing I was working on, with the rotary system there, and I'm hoping this is going out on the video. Let me just, yeah, it looks like it is. So that was using rotary discs, and I was actuating the I was using rotary magnets to actuate these long rods that stick out with the rings on the end, with concentric magnets in the middle, concentric magnets on the end, to overcome the lens drag, and that's been since dismantled. That whole setup, I've still got this chassis that holds the drum, the rings and everything, but this particular thing in the middle with the concentrics in the middle and the two coils on each side it was very inefficient. There was still drag on it. It was slowing down when I put it under load. So that is the reason why I am now working on this other design, this design, because it's a new thing I've never tried before. I have tried this thing, I've tested that thing, and I'll just stop that. You can go and look at all these videos. I mean, they're all on my YouTube channel. If you just select oldest first, sort them up by the oldest first, you can go and look at them all, and you'll see what I've already done, because I notice some people don't look at my old videos and then they suggest, oh, you do this. Well, I've already done it, so there's no point in me doing that because I've already done it. They're all here, the videos where I did those tests are all pretty much here. And I don't claim to be a teacher, and I don't claim to be a scientist. I don't claim to be any. I'm just an experimenter who's always had that gift, if you like, of understanding things in a specific way, and I'm just trying to share what I know, so that it'll give other people some inspiration and ideas. That's my concern. You've already seen them in real life, because I've showed them on my videos recently. That's the one when I first made it. That was, according to YouTube, it says 3 years ago, but I'm pretty sure it's long. It's more than that. It feels a lot longer than that. And there's a test I did, and I speeded this one up. I did a long duration test on this one, the power analyzer test. That was, according to this, 3 years ago as well. This is the video I recorded of it. I did a long test with a power analyzer on it, with the RPM at the top there, and it's in the background running the rotary system, and I think that was the output current, or was it output voltage? It was pitiful actually. The amount of voltage I was getting on it was not very good. It wasn't practically usable to drive anything really. This is speeded up, by the way. I think I was running this at 6 times the normal speed, so that people wouldn't be sitting around for hours and hours. So you can look at it, and it only runs for about 8 minutes. So yeah, that's another video where I did some testing. So I'm basically giving you a summary. So I'm going to close that out because I don't want to crash anything. I'm live streaming right now. I made some molds to make all the different setups for the different magnet arrangements. They're all there. Obviously, all of the videos are not visible here because there's a few in here which are unlisted, and I can't show you the unlisted ones on this thing because I'm on the old browser. I'm on XP, and it won't allow me to log into my account on this browser. I do it a lot of it on my virtual machine now. I do it on the virtual machine or on my phone, so I can sort videos and make them visible if they're not visible. And there's the original. There's one I did which kind of turned into a bit of a flop. It was that was the original what I did with the concentrics on the outside and the inside. That was another version actually I did with the steel laminations, which cost me a fortune to get a laser cut and everything. Yeah, there's a lot of spiritual stuff in there. You can just skip that. Right, I'm going forward a bit. Let's see, according to this, it says all 3 years ago. It can't all be 3 years ago. YouTube's messed up somehow, I don't know. It's saying 3 years ago. It's more than that. Pretty sure it's more than 3 years ago. No, it says 2 years ago. Right, let's see. And there's the new PCB that I designed. That was from my Alnico pulsing thing, which you've seen. It's on the table, and I've been using it to drive the solid state unit. So I'm just giving you a bit of a review of what I've already done. There's a problem with YouTube, that if you have the sort order selected for newest first, and you keep scrolling backwards, right, and you're scrolling down like this, but you're going backwards in time, it seems to get stuck I don't know if it happens to everybody else, but it gets stuck, and you get to a point where it says 1 year ago and it won't go any further. Well, the way to fix that is to go to oldest first, then scroll forward, and then it seems to work. I don't know what it is, but YouTube seems to have a bug. Seems to have a problem, and you can't go far enough back to see what I've already done. I did some experiments with gearing and stuff, and I haven't actually. There was another guy who was designing the gears. I just 3D printed them. I didn't design them, I just 3D printed them. I was doing some tests with that, and I did some air filter stuff. This stuff here is the air filter I did for the computer. Let me see, there's my concentric, a smaller concentric one. I was doing that more recently, about a year ago. I think you can only go back about a year if you're going scrolling down and you're going backwards in time, but I'm going forwards in time with this setup. So there's another one I designed, and obviously if you've not seen these before, there's a lot of videos on this stuff. I did. Not everything is on YouTube. I think some of it's hidden. Some of it got unlisted. I think I unlisted some of it because it was, it wasn't really practical to choke up my channel with a lot of stuff that didn't really work very well. But most of it's is public. So there's the more recent one, the rotary system over here, which is which I've partially dismantled now. The rest, the frame and everything, is in the back bedroom window, but the actual core materials, I took them out because I was recycling the bobbins and the coils and everything to use again. So, and then I was doing an air turbine thingy there, doing some air turbine stuff. I've still got all that air turbine stuff, but I have been scrounging some drive shafts out of some of them because I've been wanting the drive shafts and the bearings out. So, like I say, you can go look at all that stuff if you've not seen it, but I'll scroll away back again, right to the beginning. So as I say, there's a thing at the start here where it's a sort by. I've got it set now to date added oldest, and by doing that you can go right back 13 years. If you set it to newest, if you set it to the newest setting and you start scrolling backwards from the present day, which is 1 day ago, if you start to scroll down like this with the hope of looking at my older videos, I'm going to stick this in automatic, so I'm going to click that. Now if I leave that scrolling like this, now watch what happens. It will only go back about 1 year and it'll get stuck. So I don't know if that happens with you, you'll have to tell me. But this will only go back about 1 year, and then you can't look any further back than a year for some reason. I think it's YouTube that's got a problem. So we're on newest first. You watch what happens. Right. So it's only showing me, it'll only show 10 months ago and it gets stuck. You can see the squirrely thing at the bottom down there. That squirrely thing down here. It won't go any further back than 10 months, and the only way, as I say, the only way to fix that is to click on oldest first. YouTube has got a serious problem. They won't let you go back more than 10 months, which is ridiculous. They just won't go back any further than that unless you so 10 months. That's no good. So I'm not surprised people aren't able to watch my older videos, but if you as I say, go to the top, set it to sort by date added oldest first, and then you start scrolling, you'll be able to go all the way through everything. YouTube's not been as good as it used to be. It seems to be deteriorating. Ever since Google took it over, it's not been like it used to be. It's just not been very reliable for me. I mean, like I said, I've got years and years of videos on there that people can't even see unless you search them, and they might show up, but you have to know what the title of the video is to search it. That's the problem. If you know a particular video that I did and you know the title, you can probably search it, but it's when you just want to browse, that's the problem. You can't browse unless you're browsing from the oldest to the newest, and that seems to work for the moment. So it's got up to a year ago now. So we've basically gone through 4 years of videos now, whereas the other way around, it wouldn't go back more than 10 months. I suppose I better change the title in this video, this live stream, to how to navigate my channel, because that's probably more apt for this actually. So as you can see, it's going up to 5-6 months to go now. I've just turned the automatic scrolling thing off because I've got this. So now it's going up to 5 months ago. So it is actually working better this way around than the other way around. You can actually scroll all the way through and everything. And 1 month ago, we're back to present day. So there you go, that's how to navigate my YouTube channel. It probably applies to everybody else as well, I don't know. So I'll close that because it eats the memory up. So going back to this, so this is the reason why I'm experimenting with the steel balls, because I want reluctance. I want that ball to maintain that magnetic field. I want it to hold a polarity of magnetic field from there for a few microseconds while it passes the central axis of the coil as it goes through the center. I'm hoping it will. That's the whole point. I don't want to use ferrite because ferrite won't be able to maintain that flux long enough to do any work on the coil. So I think it was Alan actually that mentioned about using ferrite balls, but ferrite balls, Alan, I'm no offence, but they're no good. They're not going to do what I want them to do. It's kind of the opposite actually. Yeah, you get the idea. So I'm going to end that stream because I'm hoping that I can maintain a preview of navigating my YouTube channel. I don't know the previews. I can't set the previous screen until it's finished processing. Right, so thanks for watching.